Alright, hello everyone, my name is Chimkin, and this is the LEGO Movie 2. I'm gonna go ahead and get the first cutscene started, because it takes a little while. So, we'll be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So, this game is the newest LEGO TT game, to my knowledge, the most recent one. It came out in March. And it currently, as of right now, is also the fastest TT game, any percent-wise. World record is a little bit under 49 minutes, and a lot of that is because this game is kind of very different in the way it's designed to a lot of other LEGO games. It doesn't have, like, the same sort of levels or, like, free play or anything like that. It's set up more closely to something like Super Mario Odyssey, where you have different worlds, and in order to leave the world, you need to collect a certain number of collectibles. So in this game, you have purple bricks that are sitting around. The big difference is that, obviously, this game is a much worse game than Super Mario Odyssey, but it also has, like, storylines that you're kind of ham-fisted into completing in each world. But luckily, in the 6 main worlds, we're able to skip the storyline completely. So, for the most part, we're going to try not to do the storylines. We're going to start here in a second. Time starts right now. And so, the first thing we have to do is talk to Unikitty over there. But she has a quest for us, and so I'm just going to go ahead and complete the objective of the quest before I talk to her, because it's faster to do that. And then get and turn in the quest at the same time. Oop, that was weird. Got stuck there. So the quest involves just picking up some of these bricks. This game has a sort of currency system. You can build objects with this builder page I just received. And every breakable object drops not only studs like in every LEGO game, but also bricks that you can use to build things. So I want to collect a lot of those, since building objects is kind of super broken, because you can basically place things more or less anywhere, and a lot of times that allows you to do some unintended things. So the first bit of this run, we're just gonna be more or less doing the main story here until we leave this town. I wanted to punch that because I need a yellow brick for something in the near future. And if you see right there, it was kind of hard to tell. I'll do it again here. When I double jump and press the attack button and then switch items, I actually triple jump, which is super broken. It's not an intended mechanic. It's because the double jump attack is a downward slam, much like Roush was talking about in the last run, and it works pretty similarly to the triple jumps in TCS. If you do a double jump slam, you get a slight boost in vertical and horizontal movement, or yeah, distance, which and then when you cancel that by switching items, it cancels the animation and allows you to just get that boost without the downside. So this triple jumping was actually found pretty recently, and it allows you to break the game a lot. So we're almost done with this section inside the compound, and after we talk to Metalbeard here by the gate will open, and then we will ignore the rest of the main quest line, because there's a skip in this level that allows us to skip everything the game wants us to do and a boss fight at the end of this world, which saves about 15 minutes. So you also notice that I'm kind of doing these rolls sometimes when I'm on the... Oops, hold on.
But I couldn't shake the feeling that
okay, this jump's kind of weird. Okay, this is... Come on. There we go. So, rolling on the ground is faster than walking, but once you gain sprint, it's no longer faster to roll. What I'm doing right now, we're not supposed to be able to get up here until much later in the story, but there's a brick up here, and if you can see in the top left, I need to get a certain number of bricks in this world. It's 12 to be able to leave. So basically what we're doing is we're just getting enough bricks to be able to leave, and then since we can skip over a wall, which will be happening pretty soon, then we can just leave as soon as we have that number of bricks. Don't have to actually play through the story. So I'm doing some 1P2C here, mainly to alleviate the need to have a bunch of extra movement to pick up all these bricks. So with player 1 on the left, I'm going to head to where I need to go next. And with player 2, I'm going to go pick up 2 extra bricks that I will need to get to 12. So I'm going to do a quick jump here with player 1. This is the jump that allows us to skip the entire quest line. It's actually super easy with triple jumping. Before triple jumping, it was a little harder, but it was still pretty not that bad. And then I'm just going to wait a second now that I have player 1 mostly where I need it to be, and pick up a brick here with player 2. Oops, missed that jump, unfortunately. Ooh. Oh, this is not usually an issue. How about we do this right? Alright, come on. There we go. Alright. Now that we're doing that, we can move player 1 again. I tend to do these complex jumps with just one at a time because I'm not good at 1P2C with controller and keyboard and mouse to control 2 players because this game has full camera control on both. That was weird. On both players. 1P2C is a little more difficult because I can't play it both on keyboard. I'm going to do another one right here just to go grab this one last brick, and while I'm doing that I'm going to pick up some studs with player 1 because I will need some at the beginning of the next world to buy some things. Oops. Not a huge issue. And so now I'm at this brick loader. Just loading bricks into here will end this world and skip the entire quest line. And while that's happening, I'm going to try and fast travel away because the game is having a mild seizure and is going to just teleport me across the map, give me all the items that I would have gotten had I completed the game normally, and also play a cutscene. And we're going to skip all that just by getting out of there as fast as possible. So now we're in the next world. This one is pretty short. This is mostly just like a tutorial. I'm going to place this down real quick because it speeds up this area. This is the Ultra Cat, and it's one of the most broken things in this game. It doesn't do too much here. It allows you to just kind of climb up the wall right there, and there's a quest here where I need to break all of these plants, and Ultra Cat has the Destroy on Contact feature, so I can just run over them and not have to manually break them. And then I just need to complete a couple quests, which involve me building this shop thing. Hello? I don't know if I placed that in here. I did, good. Sometimes I don't quite place that in the right spot. So this guy has a quest where I have to just buy this relic that is completely useless to me, but I need to do it to get out of here, so we're just gonna mash through this, and we do need to buy this. This is our ticket out of here. And real quick, I'm gonna pick up a couple of bricks. Do I need yellow? I do. Orange. Like I was saying, bricks allow you to build things. And I'm just gonna buy all the bricks I need for the entire run right now, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the run. So that's what I just did there. And then now we're gonna build this house, which, all right, this camera. This is our ability to leave this world. This is like the last thing we have to do to finish the quest line here. So like I said, this is a super short world. Not a big deal, just kind of something we have to do. Now it's time for Asteroid Field. Asteroid Field is probably the most movement tech-heavy level, and it has a pretty interesting skip with that Ultra Kitty that I was riding in the last level, which is pretty interesting, and I'll explain that once we get closer. But basically, I need to get 10 bricks here in order to leave, so I can ignore the entire quest line because we have an ability to get to the brick loader early. So right off the bat, while player 1 is heading over there, I'm going to just grab this brick down here and drop out player 2. There's a nice thing about this game that's pretty not used in any other LEGO game is that I'm aware of. You can drop out player 2 just by tagging the drop in button. And now I'm going to show you this movement option we have. So if I repeatedly spam the roll and the switch items buttons, I will move the fastest I possibly can in this game. The reason for that, like with Nice. I messed up my triple jump there. But like with triple jumping, canceling the animation of the slowdown on the back half of the roll means that you just get the acceleration from the first half of it without getting the deceleration from the second half. Unfortunately, I missed the cycle here, but it's not a huge deal. So I've picked up 3 purple bricks just kind of that have been in my way. There's a lot that are in your way in this world, which means I can basically just take the direct line to over there, past that blue barrier, where I can do the skip that gets me to the end of the level and skips the entire quest line. So my main goal is just to get over there right now. I'll grab this one because it's right here. And normally this blue barrier will go down once you complete the quest line up to this point, but you can just triple jump right around and it's pretty easy. Similarly, you get up top on this by completing the quest line, but you can just triple jump on top. And now I can place down this generator, which is an item I'm supposed to get during the first level, but I skipped it, so it just automatically gave it to me, and that will build the bridge. And while that's happening, I'm going to spam the player 2 attack button. For some reason, that makes player 1 attack during cutscenes. I'm going to grab this brick in the corner while the cutscene's going on. And now we can continue. That's kind of just a useful, weird piece of tech that works in this game. Pick out this brick that's in the way. And just do some parkour here with triple jumps to get around all this puzzles that you're supposed to be solving that we're just going to ignore. Grab this brick because it's like the closest that's in my way. And now that I have 7, there are 3 bricks after the trick, which I'm about to do right now. So once I do the trick, I can't get back here. But I have 7, and there's 3 on the other side, so I can do the trick now. Ultra Kitty has this really weird physics abuse that you can do, where if you get off of Ultra Kitty, I got it first try, as it's sliding down a incline, the game will push you backwards, or push Ultra Kitty backwards to be clear. And while that's happening, if you get off Ultra Kitty, you can conserve all the momentum from Ultra Kitty and just launch across the sky. Unfortunately, that's the only place in the run where it's actually useful, but well, this is actually going to be a really good asteroid belt. This might gold. I have my own timer going right now, just because I'm curious how this is going to pace, but oops, I was in the right spot. So I can actually hit this. The brick loader is right above me. I can hit it from underneath just because of the where its hitbox extends, and then that's the end of that world. I didn't quite gold, but that was still a really good split. That was like 3 seconds off gold. Now we have Old West, which is the shortest split of the run, and is a complete waste of my time. But we have to do it because the game says so. So the entirety of this split is we move about 5 feet, spam A while we talk to an ice cream cone man, and then we fast travel out of here. Game says we have to do it, so we do it. But that's the entirety of that world. So at this point, we're about 12 minutes and 26 seconds into the run, and we've completed 4 of the 8 worlds we have to do. But now we're gonna hit the first big world that doesn't have a skip. Currently, and we've tried very hard, there is no way to skip through the quest line of this level, just because the brick loader does not spawn in until you finish the quest line. During that cutscene, I was spamming player 2's attack button like I was talking about, because it just moves me forward and then saves some time. So this is Jungle, the Cursed Jungle. The last 4 worlds together took me 12.5 minutes. This one is going to take me about 16 to do on its own, just because that is how long this game is supposed to be intended. Like, all these worlds are supposed to take a long time. The first world, Apocalypseburg, is supposed to take about 20 minutes, and Asteroid Belt is supposed to take about 12, and they took 5 and 4.5 respectively. So right now I'm just doing the quest before I get it, so I haven't gotten the actual quest I'm solving yet because it's faster to turn them in at the same time as accepting them. The quest is from this guy to just go get like a plant over there. That'll be a quick cutscene where the boss is actually right behind this door, and you can get over this door to the boss arena, but doesn't do anything. Like I said, the actual brick loader doesn't spawn in until you complete the quest line, meaning we can't actually leave this world until we complete the quest line, which is unfortunate. But if every world had a skip, this game would be like 25 minutes long. Alright. I'm just gonna go over to where I need to go next while that status screen was showing. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but you can cancel animations for status screens with by switching items. You can cancel a lot of things with just switching items, because normally you're not supposed to be able to move while you have like a prompt in front of you, but you can move if you cancel the freezing animation that the game gives you by switching items, which is why a lot of times I'm just able to move. I'm gonna grab this brick because the main quest line doesn't give us all the bricks we need. I'm gonna skip 2 puzzles here that I'm supposed to use to climb the tree, because we don't do puzzles unless we have to, and we don't have to do those. Now we're gonna go talk to Unikitty again. No, that's not what I meant to do. Unfortunate. Cool. That was still a pretty good time to hit this cutscene, so I'm okay with that. That was pretty much the only mistake I made, was building the machine I was not intending to build there, because I didn't press bumper enough times, but that's fine. Earlier in the run I switched to Lucy. I have to switch back to Emmett here, just because sometimes when you talk to these NPCs, they give you, like, you need to be a specific character to actually get their quest. In the first world, I needed to be Lucy to get the quest from Batman, and here I need to be Emmett to get the quest from Unikitty, and I'm not really sure why that is. That's just the way the game is designed, because all the characters are functionally identical. The only reason I would ever change is because I need to. So there's like 3 times I have to do that. I've done 2 of them already. It's mostly just time lost, but you have to do it, so you know, we do it. So yeah, you get a taste of how actually like slow some of the gameplay is in this, or the intended gameplay is, when you can't skip everything. There's a lot of in-game cutscenes. There's a lot of just going from quest to quest. Unfortunately, that's just what Jungle is, but that's alright. We got a paintbrush as part of the quest like a minute ago, and a lot of this world is just paintbrush puzzles, because they're trying to get you to use the new item they just gave you. So we're going to be painting a lot of things. It's basically just spamming X and pointing. That's like the entirety of painting. But yeah, Jungle is not the best level. I would definitely call it the worst level in the game, unfortunately. And a jungle skip would be great, but unfortunately it's just not in the cards. I'm going to do another 1P2C here, because there's a fetch quest where I need to go get something and bring it back here. So while I'm building this thing with... Ooh, I have my hands mixed up there, oops. While I'm building this thing with player 1, focusing, let me do something real quick with player 2. Oops. Please pick that thing up. Follow. Alright. That just cuts out on some movement to get back here. I don't know why that thing was taking so long to pick up. That doesn't usually happen, but that is like this game in a nutshell. Alright, let's see if I can get this. If I aim myself perfectly straight up this staircase, I can spam F during the cutscene to get all the way up to the top. I think I was a little too far pointed right, but it kind of messes with your camera. Yeah, I was a little too far right. Right before, and you have about like 2 seconds to actually fix it, so it's kind of hard to get that. That was kind of bad. I'm gonna go up here so that those guys don't bother me while I'm painting this thing, and also so I can pick up a brick, and then just solve part of the quest here. I think the quests in here, you have to activate like these 2 temple things, and then doing that awakens the boss fight that is like the end of this world. So that's like what we're doing right now. We're actually almost done with the main quest here. There is one more temple that has like 3 puzzles I have to solve, and then I have to fight the boss right afterwards. Alright. The reason I wasn't doing this animation cancel movement during the first split, because there was a reason for that, was because the number of items I had in the first split was very low. It was pretty much just like my fists and the building page and the scanner. And the animation canceling rolls is only faster with every item that isn't the building page. The building page is actually slower, and so in the first world, it's slow to do animation cancel rolls because you hit that item so often in your item wheel. This is just some primary colors puzzle where you just hit the thing with the color that pops up. You know, just some normal. Oh god, that was the wrong button. Normal elementary school stuff. And I don't think I mentioned this, but I left player 2 behind there because at the end of this section before the boss fight, they'll teleport both players. So leaving player 2 there cuts out on like 20 seconds of movement I have to do if I don't do that. So I'm just going to leave player 2 here because I need to return a quest into that guy when I'm done. So, and then this is just like spamming. I think you're supposed to select colors, but it doesn't actually make you do that. And then I need to pick up 2 more bricks to actually get all the bricks I need, including the ones I get automatically from the quest line. So there's one directly in front of me right now. I was kind of jumping towards it right before the cutscene triggered. You can get all the way to it, but I reacted too slowly, so I didn't get all the way. But that's alright. I'll just pick it up right after the cutscene. You can kind of see it there in that quick flash. And then I'm going to get that one actually over there on the right behind the moon statue as well. And that will be everything I need other than the ones that are given to me from the quest line. Because we need, I think, 14 bricks here, and we naturally get 10 just from completing. Ooh. I haven't triple jumped in a while, that was kind of bad. My finger was not ready for it. Oh boy, nice movement. Alright, now we just paint this thing. This guy could get out of the way, that'd be phenomenal. I'm gonna switch to green because the boss fight is also color dependent, and so I'm just gonna switch to green there while I had a hot second because the first phase of the boss fight involves the color green. And now that both doors are active, we can return back to the first guy we talked to and cue the boss fight. And I just turned in the quest with player 2, so the rest of this movement in the jungle I'm going to do with player 2, because it'll teleport player 1 to me once I get back to the guy at the beginning. This is a pretty okay split. Not too much went wrong here. A couple of triple jumps were not quite as fast as I would like to see, but overall, not too bad. There isn't a lot to mess up in this level, though. The reason I'm not doing roll cancel animation things with player 2 is because they're actually like really hard on keyboard, and more often than not I just lose time going for them, so I'm not going to worry about them. Okay. That was weird. Normally he doesn't talk to you until you get to him, but he kind of interrupted me there. This right here is the only cinematic cutscene in the actual runtime of the run. There's supposed to be a lot of them, but we skip almost all of them except this one. But we have to get this introduction to the chameleon boss. There's supposed to be 3 boss fights in this game, but we skipped the first and third one. The first one was in Apocalypseburg, and the third one's going to be 2 splits from now, which we also skipped because that one has another pretty broken skip that allows you to skip everything. But this one we can't skip. The boss fights in this game are kind of like Shadow of Colossus-esque, in that they are just these giant guys, and once you do a certain task, you have to like climb to the top of them to defeat them. So the task at hand here is coloring these pineapples. So you color the pineapples the same color as the chameleon. That was not very good. I don't know why that wasn't coloring, but you color them the same color as the chameleon. The chameleon eats it. The pineapple's like spiked, so it damages the chameleon, and then he chokes, and then he gets mad at you. This boss fight is mostly an auto-scroller. The only thing you can really lose time on is not painting the pineapples fast enough. And sometimes you can miss cycles, but most of the cycles are pretty easy. The important ones are. Like this, you'll always get 2 cycles from attacking, except on this very, very rare instance where I randomly got 4 and I had no idea why I did that, but I just like lost 20 seconds for no reason, which was cool. Yeah, exactly. This is real like Lego gameplay right here. I'm attacking a giant 100-foot tall chameleon by forcing him to eat spiked pineapples that I just painted with a paintbrush. This is real gameplay. So we're gonna do this spicy trick here called Fast Tongue, where we get on the first cycle of the tongue. It doesn't actually save time because you have to wait for an entire extra cycle anyway to actually get to the next thing. But it's spicy and it's pretty cool. So I always go for Fast Tongue. Paint wand, not a paintbrush. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. It is definitely a wand. You're not wrong. Did this happen in the movie? Oh, it's funny you asked that question. I've actually never seen the movie, so I couldn't tell you. This is a cycle. It's pretty easy to hit right there, getting that first cycle. You have to wait for the cycle every time. The cycles on the first pass of the chameleon are always the same. I always hit those the same way. You want to 4-cycle this up here, so you get all of them on the first cycle, but sometimes your shots don't deal damage to these things, which makes this hard to 1-cycle. Luckily, so far, it's not too bad. Come on. Okay. As long as I don't miss a cycle, they should be fine. These are taking they're kind of slow right now, but that's not a huge deal. Come on. A lot of my shots just aren't dealing damage, which is unfortunate. They're in the jungle for 30 seconds in the movie? Are you serious? Why is this so long in the game, then? I'm gonna collect a couple studs just while I'm walking around. I definitely don't need them. I do need to buy something for 50k in a bit, but I'm gonna get so many studs before then that it's not a huge deal, but I have to wait anyway, so... Alright. And we got one more pineapple, and then he'll aggro again, I'll climb up again. And then that'll be it. Alright, I feel bad for making fun of Dustin earlier with his lack of Star Wars knowledge. I don't know anything about this game whatsoever. Oh wow, that was a really good time to paint that pineapple. I might actually be ahead of PB after this split. Because I had a bad chameleon on PB, which is a weird sentence because this is basically an auto-scroller, but... Now we have to wait for cycles again. This is why I'd love to skip this boss fight. This boss fight literally takes 6 minutes, and it's just brain-dead gameplay for the most part. It'd be great if we had a skip for this. I've been messing around with it, but I've been unable to do, like, anything at all. I found a point where you can do an Ultra Kitty launch that gives you infinite height and infinite horizontal distance so far that it reloads the room, but it doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Alright, sometimes this cycle right here is kind of inconsistent. I don't really know why I get it and why I miss it sometimes. I missed it there, but it's not a huge deal. As long as I get all the... Alright, these stairs are annoying. As long as I get all of the batteries first try, we should be fine. I call these things batteries, I don't really know what they actually are. I thought I was going to get a bad cycle there. Sometimes you just shoot it and it deals 0 damage whatsoever, and you just completely miss the cycle dealing no damage at all with the battery. Oh, my god. Like this, like this. Don't know why that happens, but it's very obnoxious. Alright, never mind, this is actually not that good of a chameleon. If we had gotten all of those first cycle, that probably would have been fine, but this is going to be kind of slow. This is still not that bad of a run, though. Pothosburg was a little shaky, but everything else has been pretty good. I messed up the jump on top of the garage door like 3 or 4 times. But Jungle was good, Asteroid Field was really good. And this was acceptable. There's a pretty tight window for a cutscene skip here. I'm going to see if I can land it. I missed it. If you buffer a jump that comes out like during that dive roll, right before talking to that guy, you can skip the little celebration cutscene that you do right after you get the last brick, but I missed it. It's not a huge deal, it's like a 5-second time save, but it's pretty good to go for. Alright, I actually lost time there. I thought I was going to save time. Oops. That's okay. That's fine. If we have a really good last couple levels, we might be able to sub 50 here. I was not ready for that. This is Harmony City. I've tried to do a lot of fancy things in this level, because this level has a lot of opportunity for 1P2C, but every time I've 1P2C'd, I've either soft-locked or my game has crashed in this world. So we're going to do none of that. We're going to just play the game the way I'm supposed to play it, for the most part, because there's also no skip here. The brick loader for this level is behind the center of the sun, and there is a way, using an Ultra Kitty launch, to get over the top of that wall to the other side, but just like in Jungle, the brick loader isn't actually active until you've completed the, excuse me, until you've completed the quest line, so we can't just leave early, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna do some chores for the Justice League, because that's what we're doing in this game, apparently. And then this level has so many extra bricks, it's not even funny. I think we need 5 outside of the ones it gives you automatically. So I basically pick all of them up because they're just in my way. I picked up one that was behind the sign on my way from dealing with the Green Lantern to here. I need to get this tractor for Cyborg because he needs to do something with it. I'm not really sure. This level's kind of a meme in like what you have to do. You have to get a smoothie from Lex Luthor and give it to Superman. I don't think any of this was in the movie, but that's okay. So we got Cyborg's tractor. Now he's gonna be happy, give us a brick. We're gonna pick this brick up just because it's kind of in our way. I don't like doing too many roll cancels here because the fences are kind of weird. We're gonna build this cafe sign for Lex Luthor's new coffee shop, and then he's gonna give us his smoothie, and we'll go give that to Superman because they're best buddies now. Again, I have no idea what's going on right now as far as lore goes. I just play through the game. During this cutscene, we can just get like 5 feet closer to this, so that we're able to just spam jump as soon as we start. This, we're supposed to build like this elevator thing, but due to excellent world design, we can just kind of skip the elevator. And then we need to talk to Metalbeard, the pirate. He's gonna give us a quest to go put out this ice cream truck that's on fire over here. I think he wants ice cream. I have not read like any of the conversations in this game, so I really don't know. But, oh yeah, he does want ice cream. That's exactly what he wants. That's what the Touch quest is about. Alright, cool. So, you can 1P2C this. My game has crashed more than once on that 1P2C. So I don't do it, especially not in a marathon setting. Nice, I got that during the cutscene, which is pretty cool. Overlapping that with the cutscene is pretty nice. I messed up my triple jump there. So now we have to use Metalbeard's head for a bunch of puzzles. Much like the paint wand from the last split, we have a new item, and this item is like a heavy... It's basically just a heavy, like, brick, I guess, put on things, and it, like, weighs them down. Oh, that was kind of weird. Alright. Now we're gonna grab this brick because it's just kind of on our way. And do another one of these. Unfortunately, this cage surrounding these speakers is has infinitely tall collision, so you can't actually. I was trying to avoid talking to her because she would mess up my momentum, but that's fine. It has infinitely tall collision, so you have to actually open them. You can't jump over them, unfortunately, because I would save a decent chunk of time from skipping 2 of the 4 Metal Beard interactive puzzle things, but can't do it. So we'll just deal with it, and that's fine. Alright, so far so good in this Harmony City. Nothing's really gone wrong. I messed up like a couple of inputs, but it's not been too bad. Now the dreaded escort quest. We have to bring this guy back to basically where we first talked to Wonder Woman at the beginning of the level. And we get attacked by these guys, alien things. I think they're like the minions of the evil lady that's the villain. So I'm gonna attack them with Metalbeard's head because it's the item I have that deals the most damage, which is kind of a meme, but thanks to Blue Pinata for finding that. Shoutouts to Blue Pinata. I should probably be shouting out more people. There's not been too many people that have looked at this game, but the people that have, they've done a lot of work on it. Zeddy's and Capon are probably the 2 guys that have done the most work. Zeddy's was like the first guy that did a run of this game. Cool, we actually got no extra aggros there. Sometimes you'll get just random spawns of these guys and it'll interrupt the fetch quest. We didn't get any before we got here, which is good. But anyway, yeah, so Zeddy's and Capon. Zeddy's and Capon found like all the sequence breaks in this game other than the one in Astrobelt. I found that one, but the one in Apocalypseburg and the one in the next area were found by the 2 of them. So the 2 of them have together taken off at least 30 minutes from this game just from that, which is a pretty big deal. Which is a good time. Alright, so we're almost done with this split. This is a pretty good split. We just need to go up into this sun and then use the brick loader, then we can get out of here. Nothing went too wrong there. Okay, well, didn't grab the wall for some reason. That's okay. Does not lose that much time. This is a very convoluted climbing puzzle thing. Oh, this is gonna be a pretty good split, actually. Yeah, I only missed gold by 2 seconds there. That was a very good Harmony City. Alright, this is probably one of the coolest splits. So, this is the sorting area. It's basically like a junkyard, and there's these walls that are everywhere, and you're supposed to obviously complete a bunch of quests and stuff. We're gonna skip everything, because that's what this game does. I don't know if you guys saw, but at the beginning of the run, like maybe a minute into the run, I scanned this basketball hoop. I haven't used it yet, but it comes into play right here, because, as it turns out, if you just place down basketball hoops, and a bouncer, you can get on top of these walls and skip all the quests. So, this is basically just like a big routing for collectibles fest, this level, and 1P2C garbage. So this is probably going to be pretty bad 1P2C. This one's pretty hard, and I am not good at controller keyboard 1P2C, which is why I'm going to do this with 2 hands, just because I can't really, I just can't do that one-handed. I can't like press bumpers and stuff one-handed. Nice. We're gonna buy a brick with player 1 on the left. Nice. Died twice with player 2. Loving it, loving it. So we got a brick with player 2 there, and we're gonna get 1 more, and then player 1 is gonna continue. I'm just gonna have player 1 like keep moving so that I don't have to. No, that is not at all what I did. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have player 1 keep moving because whatever happens to player 2 doesn't really matter. The only needed to do a bouncer for that first one. We don't need to do them for any other ones because I can't... Oops. Get up there. I can't triple jump with player 2 very well, so I just place a bouncer so I don't have to worry about having triple jump with both characters. So we have 5 bricks so far, we need to get to 16. And they're all over the place, they're scattered around this area, which is pretty cool. So there's one right there. We're just gonna mostly take as good of a line as possible to get to a bunch of different bricks that we need to get. Well, alright. Ooh, that was almost good. Alright. There's another one over here. And now we're gonna do more 1P2C nonsense. Shoutouts to every time when you tag in player 2, it just like randomizes the direction of the camera. Alright, I'm gonna once again ignore player 2 for a bit while I move player 1 over the barrier. And because I can't roll cancel with player 1 while I'm doing this very well, I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. Alright, let me just... I do not want to talk to you. Sorry. Alright, you are going over here. You're going over here. You just grab that real quick, because player 2, it doesn't really matter how long it takes him to get to this next brick. Because player 1's movement speed is all I really care about, so I'm going to make sure player 1 is moving at a relatively good pace. Drop out player 2 because I can, and I don't need him anymore. He's still in the last area. Alright, and we're going to do 2 quick quests here, just because they're faster than the bricks that are around me. This quest is just for opening this teeth thing, and I talk to this guy and he'll give me a brick. And now we get to see everyone's favorite... Hello? We could build this. I love placing things in this game. Oh, I'm sorry, what? Did someone say something? I thought I heard Toffee talk there for a second. She didn't talk. I'm just imagining things. Anyway, so we're just going to do a quick quest there, where we just have to break all those blocks in the garage. And like with in the second split, I just use Ultra Kitty there because that's not what I want. Because it's faster than breaking them all manually. Yeah, I don't know what that was. So real quick, I'm gonna get the this brick over here. Funny fact, you're supposed to like do this quest here, or this, not quest, a puzzle. I don't know why I stopped doing the player 1, but that wall just doesn't have collision, so you can just jump around it. Alright, moving on to the last world of the run. This run has been pretty okay. That sorting area was kind of slow from bad 1P2C, especially towards the beginning, but that was not too bad. Now for this ceremony. This is another split that doesn't have any skips. We can get to the end of this level early. There's a way to clip into that rainbow thing up there, which has a barrier, and get to the end of this world before you do anything, but you have to complete the quest line to actually end the game. So, we can't actually do that. But this level, it does have a lot of triple jumping to get around the intended puzzles, so there's still some interesting movement. Now this puzzle here, you're supposed to press a button a bunch of times, and that's not what I wanted to build. I'm not really paying enough attention to what... Okay, what? Where's my... I need a basketball hoop. I'm not doing this very quickly, that's okay. Hello? So... But we can just jump right up here, and ignore that puzzle we're supposed to do there. And if I can land that, excellent. That jump right there is actually pretty difficult. Missing it is a decent amount of time loss, but I landed it, so it was fine. And that skips this whole puzzle of having to spam this button a bunch of times to get through the bridges. Now we have a grappling hook, which is actually a pretty good item. We don't use it too much anymore because, for the most part, triple jumping is just better than grappling hook. Like, this puzzle right here you're supposed to solve with grappling hooks, but it's better, okay, to just triple jump. Ooh, wow, that was a bit bad triple jump. I kind of lost on my sprint. Same with that one. I don't know why these are so bad. Usually you don't lose your momentum and you can make it all the way, but anyway, that's like a... We're supposed to just grapple to all these things, but game is broken, so we don't. That's what was supposed to happen in all of those, but that's alright. Okay, so we have a couple minutes left of the run. It's going to be about 5 more minutes. We have this puzzle we have to do to activate this elevator, and then we go up and fight the Space Queen lady. This could be a sub 50. I think this is pacing like a mid 49 right now, which is pretty cool. So I have to be Batman, otherwise this lady won't talk to me because Batman's a superhero and he can help save the day. I'm gonna activate this generator, which allows me to do this puzzle. And then I just need to get this electricity to the other side. Unfortunately, since this is part of the quest line, there's literally no way to skip this whatsoever, which is unfortunate. Oh, is Tiffany Haddish the villain of this game? I didn't know that. Alright, now the elevator comes down. We press the elevator button, and then we'll come up here and enter the last segment of the run. Oh, please press the button. Alright, there's a small, like, 2-second time save if I time this right, where I can get a boost forward. I kinda got it. You can get it better than that, but that was good enough, I guess. Now I just need to activate these laser things to bring down the vent that I will use to ride to the top for the final boss fight. So again, I'm just gonna do the objective and then talk to the guy and get the quest, because that's faster than talking to him first. Alright. Sometimes this works. I've not gotten it in a run. You can shoot this grappling hook during the cutscene and shoot onto this fan, but it like never works in runs and it always works in practice. It's not working right now, which is okay. It only saves like 10 seconds, so it's not a huge deal. But I don't know why it doesn't work in runs, because I've never gotten it to work in runs a single time. But that's okay. Alright, so now time for this part of the run. This is not a very excellent part. There is a skip for this, but it's very risky, I would say, and if you make a single mistake, you will lose a lot of time. I don't do it in runs yet, because I don't need to. But it involves building objects on top of other objects and doing a bunch of parkour to skip all of these boss fights, or these mini-boss fights I'm going to be doing here in a second. But it only saves like 30 seconds, and if you do the boss fights, it resets the kill plane every time you go up to be right underneath you. Whereas if you don't do the boss fights, there is no kill plane, you will just fall all the way to the bottom of this. Because this is quite a lengthy climb we have here. It's going to be another... Actually, I guess it's only like 2 more minutes, but that's still like 3 minutes of climbing upwards that we skip. But it's a little more interesting gameplay than running around in circles. So eventually I will start doing that skip, because it's just more interesting. Alright, let's see if we can... This is kind of sweaty palms, because if you get hit while you're on one of those tiny platforms, you will fall to your death, and in some cases you will fall to a platform that you've already been on, and you'll have to climb again. But luckily we got a pretty good cycle there, so it didn't happen. I waited for like one of them. I try not to wait for any at all, but if I get scared, I'd rather just lose like a couple seconds than fall, obviously. Alright. Oops. Use paint. Okay. So now we have this catapult thing here that's going to grab the robot. And once that happens, it's the end of this little encounter. We just have a couple more jumps, and then we're going to go and face her up top on top of this like cake thing. You can get over here during the cutscene. I kind of didn't do it right. I'm gonna do a couple of triple jumps to skip puzzles here, and then ride up on what? Okay, cool. I love this game. This is such a good game. We're gonna ride up to the top on these little grapple points, and then get ready on the time because we're gonna be done within the next minute. Timing ends when I have the final hit on that heart right there between Batman and the statue of the Queen Lady. So I'm gonna talk to her, get the jetpack and the tractor beam. The jetpack is just basically an endgame item that allows you to get collectibles faster in NG+, and the tractor beam actually like finishes the game and allows you to get certain collectibles. Alright, and time will be over here in a second. Right now, time. I believe that was a 49:38. Let me see what we have on the stream timer.
Okay, hold it there. So
49:38.
Gets weird. All wrapped up, right?
Alright, cool.
Defeated the villain.
That's less than a minute off my PV. I'm pretty happy with that for a no reset.
Don't you like us?
So, I don't know, I know I'm like way under my estimate, so we have like 15 minutes, because my estimate was back before, like I had like a 55, and I included the cutscene times, and I wanted to give myself some leeway, but the game has gotten a lot faster. So, yeah, 15 extra minutes is kind of unfortunate, but better safe than sorry, I guess. We can sit and watch this like 2.5 minute cutscene if we really want to. I guess it's up to the organizers, but I guess we do have some free time here, so. Oh, by the way, this is spoilers. I'm pretty sure this is this spoils the movie. So if you don't want to get spoiled in the movie, don't watch this cutscene. It's kind of a meme though, and it breaks into a dance number at the end, so that's cool, I guess. Yeah, no Rex boss fight. It's unfortunate. It's like Rex is like barely even in the game. Well, I guess he's not in the run whatsoever because you skip the encounter with him in Asteroid Belt, so you literally never see him except in the cutscene entering the chameleon fight.
He built a time machine and filled it with dinosaurs. Emmett changed his
but yeah, that's the Lego Movie too. Pretty fast game. I have intentions of getting a 47 pretty soon. Right now I have a 48, 44. That's my PB.
He wished he could have been. Lucky for you.
I want to get a 47, and then after that, I don't know if a 46 can happen right now. It maybe can. It probably can. I would need to get some better golds for a 46 be possible. But I can definitely gold some splits by quite a bit. Any bonus stuff we can do? I can showcase some like Ultra Kitty launches. There's a pretty funny one in the chameleon fight, but it doesn't really do anything. It just kind of throws you into the sky. That's about all. Like, there's. I'm trying to think if there's anything like NG Plus stuff that's interesting to showcase. A lot of it's just like fetch quests and bricks that are sitting out in the open. But yeah, okay. I'll go show off that that trick then. That was something I was messing around with earlier this week. Yeah, no, I'll quickly just show that. It'll take like 5 minutes, and it's kind of interesting. Ultra Kitty's got some really weird physics associated with it.
He kind of ceased to exist. Because Emmett stayed true to himself, the whole Rex thing could never have happened. Complicated, but I
can't actually skip this cutscene, so we do have to sit through it and then just chill for a minute.
All good.
The song is gonna get stuck inside your head. That's right, Zero. That's right.
And who can blame her? For we are all truly awesome.
Love you.
All right. Now we have a rapped variation of that song, which we're gonna skip because copyright reasons. I guess all of it's probably copyrighted, but we can actually skip those cutscenes, so not a big deal. We are all awesome guys and gals. is correct. Alright, alright, I can just fast travel, I don't have to wait. So if we go back to here, this chameleon fight is encompassed by invisible walls. So after you enter here for the actual fight, you can't leave it until you beat the boss, and then you can either fast travel away or the door behind you opens up again. But there is this one spot. Oh yeah, so because I skipped this cutscene earlier, we have to sit around and actually watch it, because I fast traveled away before it played this cutscene. That's what you're supposed to watch, but anyway. Now I have a jetpack, so I can just fly right over here. This game kind of has an extended glide in which you're not supposed to be able to fly infinitely, but if you just tap instead of holding A, you get infinite flight, which is kind of cool. Alright. So, there's this one point on the wall right here. Let's see if I land on it. Ah, I got there first try. Cool. If you hold into the wall for a little bit and build up momentum, I'll just do this for a good, like, 20 seconds or so. If you do this, all of the, like, the wall is trying to push you away from it, but you're moving into such a specific angle that you're able to just stay in the same spot, and then if you attack, you just get thrown up into the sky, and then you get off, and you get sent over here. Now, obviously over here is just a death plane, so I'm gonna die, but Ultra Kitty's really broken. And there's like 3 or 4 spots like that I know about. There's one in Harmony City that you can use to get over the sun, which I talked a bit about. There's one in Asteroid Belt that doesn't do anything, but it's kind of similar to the one I used to actually like skip Asteroid Belt. So you can just fly into the sky like that. So there's a couple things like that. Unfortunately, the only one that's useful is the one in Asteroid Belt. This one has potential to be useful because if you do this during the chameleon fight and you go high enough up, it despawns the chameleon, but it doesn't do anything. And then if you go high enough up and then get sent off to the left and die, it hits like a literal trigger or something. See, I would show the Harmony City one, but it's actually like super inconsistent, and I could actually be here for like 20 minutes and not get it a single time. Or at least I'm very inconsistent at it. I was not getting it very well at all, because the place where you have to go is like on a slope that you just completely fall off, so just getting into position like I did here it's actually very difficult. So yeah, I think that's all I have though. Like there's not really much else I can showcase that isn't just the same thing again. Yeah, so if you guys are good, you can cut to the status screen, or, you know, the screen thing.
To destroy you. Huh?